cool little 60 piece. That's only the neck though.
Last night a bitch nigga shot a real nigga, but we don't make no diss records, we just deal with it. Plus I be going through a lot, I never talk about it, and they using nigga songs in court, so I can't talk about it. Rap niggas think I'm dumb, like I don't see the play. I let them think they got the ups, then get them out the way. On FaceTime, my brother telling me he shot my mama, telling me to chill, but I know he seen that nigga face. But that's enough about that part. Talking about respect, well it's a must about that part. Playing with my money, well then it's up about that part. Cause when it's time to play ball, don't give a fuck about that part. They know I'm that nigga when they see me. Her man crush been a hater and her little brother won't beat me. Her friend been on my dick since I was passing out CDs. Her baby daddy a mark and her boyfriend probably a weenie. 3,300 on my book bag. Left some niggas in the past, but I don't look back. Shit kinda different, I ain't the man that I was. I seen death in too many forms and I ain't never really shook that. Don't let him rock you to sleep, true colors better believe him. I know that God got me, but I be riding with my reaper. Praying with my kids and even then I got my heater. And I be stepping so hard, this hoes in $1,000 sneakers. Take your bitch when I meet her and you ain't seen her in about 3 days. Knew I was a threat, I passed that stick like a relay. Spin it back to back, it's like a motherfucking replay. Turn your son into a bitch when I shoot, I think I'm D-Wade. Told him I'm a savage, if I want it, I'ma have it. Playing with my lettuce, cook your head like a cabbage. Tell them that I'm rich and I'm solid, that's the advantage. Bitch, bad kids, fresh little nigga, you can't stand it. Tell them big checks, yardsticks, not a ruler. All I smoke is ops and I don't never smoke a hookah. Looking for a blessing that's worth of Jesus and Judas. Tell them niggas game 6, my whole team full of shooters. I slide on a nigga like a motherfucking flip-flop. Pressure on your homie and I promise he a flip-flop. Talking that wooty-woo, something. I know the police listen, so I ain't really saying nothing. I know these niggas envy, they can't manage how they feel. Jealousy's for bitches, you niggas pussy for real. A nigga get the drop and he happen to shoot. First we heal up and get back, we ain't going on the shirt, I swear to God, nigga.
That woo-woo, something. I know the police listening, so I ain't saying nothing. Talking that woo-woo, something. Nigga, cock back and aim and leave you bleeding where you running, swear to God, nigga.
I don't know if people want to put their headphones on, but we're about to watch one of the funnier videos to have come out on the internet in recent memory. We recently did a conversation on camera with a young man by the name of Lil Brazy, and it turns out he's a Lil Brazy. He's brazy about snacks. He's at 7-Eleven, and a Sereno approached him, and they were not happy about the fact that in the interview, and this is actually extremely similar to the 607 situation, but in the interview, at one point, he dissed the Serenos. He used a word that is...
What's the deal, y'all? Rich Roberts having TNN and Trap News Network. Back in the same, like cook, cracking the same here at TNN Trap News Network. It's that good news you can use, that good knowledge, though. You ain't finna get nobody's college, though. Shout out to Adam for adjusting himself, because during that video with Lil Brazy, Adam used the word knowing that it was a disrespectful word for the Serenos, and he used it multiple times too. So shout out to Adam22 for even pushing the blame onto a little white kid. So if you think that it's a white or a black thing, nope, it's not a white or a black thing. Even a little white kid, excuse me, shall not be spared by the 22ster. You feel me? So with that all being said, let's watch a video of a grown man putting blame on a little kid. Let's go into this conversation. Without further ado, let's get into it. Let's go. Boy, did Lush drop the ball on this one by setting up this interview with Lil Brazy.
Often used to diss them, and certain people are mad about it. So let's watch this clip.
Where the fuck you from, G? Yeah? Startown, nigga. What the fuck is for your little fool? The fuck off the name, fucking name. Saying you fucking banging shit, where you from? Where the fuck you from, G?
Okay.
How the Scraps and Nortes are supposed to be beefing.
Oh, so you don't them either?
Who?
The Southsiders.
No, I fuck with essays. I can't lie. I fuck with LA essays.
But they don't really like being called Scraps, right? Like even Lush looks like he's about to jump out of his chair, right?
Yeah,
no?
that's not.
Okay,
like,
sorry.
Yeah,
So like
yeah,
in my city, my city, 18th Street is the south side of my city.
Okay.
Those are the Serenos.
Okay.
But back in my city, they're weirdos. Like they don't follow code. They put snitches on. They put hood hoppers on. They do like they condone faggot. They just do.
Yeah, but see, all that is not necessarily the best thing for you to be saying, because yeah.
Bunch of, you know what I mean? Like I literally got pictures of their big homies kissing their other big homie.
Wow. Anyway,
That's tripping, dog. I never watched that.
Yeah.
It was a crazy interview.
He was talking crazy.
interview.
He was talking crazy. You know, he was dissing the Nortes the whole episode. I guess that's like their primary ops up
He
in
didn't diss them by the
Ogden.
disrespectful word.
No, he did. He did.
Several-
In the
not
full
right
interview,
there.
he
Not
was,
right there, he did.
calling them all
He did
kinds of other
security.
shit. So he's dissing both sides of the Mexican equation, which is really probably not a great idea, especially if you want to be moving around smoothly down here in Southern California, where, yes, you're not going to run into any Norteños, but you're definitely going to run into nearly every Mexican being a Southsider if they gangbang. So,
Why you just didn't diss the 18th Streets? Why you diss the whole thing?
Right, well, but he did that too, right? He's
That
saying-
too?
Well, he said that the 18th Streets where he
Yeah, but you should like why are you dissing at all is really the question.
lives are what the Serenos are, right?
Yeah, and he said, that was definitely fools from 18 ain't gonna be feeling that.
Yeah. So, okay, Lush, how do you feel about this? Because a lot of people have kind of been on our case acting like it's f***ed up for us to have even allowed this young man who is underage, I think he's 15, to come onto the podcast and basically diss his ops, insult various gangs. From my perspective, it's kind of like, well, if you say that you're about that life, you come on the podcast, who am I? I'm not your fucking dad. It's not for me to decide whether this is a thing that you should be saying or not. I'm going to let you come on here. You want to be a rapper, right?
But this is a kid, bro. At a certain point, you have to have discernment as an adult for what's important, you know what I'm saying, and what's not important as far as just understanding of being an adult in a room versus a child.
You want to be EBK J-Bo. It's painfully clear. We're going to let you say whatever the you want to say.
Shouts to Brazy. I've been rocking with him for a few years.
That's your OG.
Yeah, exactly. That's the big homie. Nah, this fool Kenny had posted him
Shout
on
out to
the.
what, Brazy, the little kid?
Yeah.
Shout out him?
We're talking about him right now.
Shout out for what? He got marked out twice.
Well, yeah, but okay. Well,
I mean, he did. That's true. And Adam's having to laugh at his life at the expense of a 15-year-old. That's a little weird, but
Man, ain't no shout out, man.
Way
Keep
more than
that
that,
shit
though.
Lush.
There could be a crazy compilation.
That's
no,
why.
hey, I like
You just
I
gotta
like the
keep
kid.
it regular.
I like the kid, but like the homie first posted him back in when he was 11 years old, 4 years ago. So I've seen him go up. He's definitely a good rapper, and like Adam said, like one of the main points of his appeal and what made him go viral is he was saying the N-word. He was dissing ops. He essentially like sounded like a Stockton rapper. You know what I mean?
That's why Chris Brown posted him on his Instagram, which, according to him, was really kind of like the jumping off point of him deciding that he wanted to be a real rapper.
That's what made him go viral. So all we did was like give him a platform to do exactly what he was already doing. There was no preemptive coaching or anything like that. The fact that narrative is going around.
Oh my God.
It's not only insane.
I would love to formally respond to that.
Yeah, see that. I don't know, man. This is a lot, and again, I'm gonna just continue to say that this shouldn't have happened because Lil Brazy is a child, bro. You feel me? And I wish that a child could have been allowed to stay in a child's place. It would have been encouraged to stay in a child's place.
I didn't actually watch the clip, but I heard that there's a narrative going around where Lil Brazy's manager is telling people that me and maybe you as well.
Yeah, I saw that too.
That we told Lil Brazy to diss the Southsiders.
Why would he do that?
Why would we do that?
Why would let's do that?
That is the most dishonest thing possible because I don't feel like almost anybody out there would actually fall for that. You all can watch that clip and see how shocked we were when he let that word come out of his mouth.
Hey, but that's on his management. On people who
his management is a JK.
Well, here's the thing: his
Here we go. Here come the slander campaign against the manager.
management would never.
It's finna turn into a slandered manager.
Actually say that for real because every conversation I've had is like he's chill. You know what I mean?
And his management was begging me if I showed you.
Adam 22 and Lush are now for sure making it clear that I saw my interview with his manager, and they're not feeling it.
My text records with this guy, you would not believe how hard he was on my ass and for like months and months and months to give this kid an interview. And then when we finally do it, they just go around and start making up shit saying that that they told us, and that is so embarrassing too. Like, I don't know if Lil Brazy would actually agree with that or like stand on that on camera. But could you imagine Lil Brazy saying, "Oh yeah, Adam told me to dis."
Can you imagine a 15-year-old saying this is a 15-year-old kid? 15-year-old kid.
This gang, and that's why I did it. No,
Hey, bro.
that invalidates him as a street person to no end.
That's embarrassing to his management, bro, because they're supposed to prep him.
He already invalidated, man. They got 2 clippings.
Oh, there's more.
But he lost his validation well before any of this.
There's like at least
Definitely
3 or 4 different clips of him getting marked out, and I with him too. I honestly think he has a little bit of a potential in the game if he plays his cards right.
He just signed. He has like a pretty.
He's with OTR, which we got to talk about them as well. Big Set going crazy on them.
He need a PR,
Man,
bro.
what? Man, he just look, man. Then not even just what Adam showed. Like, and I understand he a kid, but when you out here running your mouth and you talking the way you talking, you dissing people. He just got one clip where he was like, "Man, call my mama, man. What was this? I thought we was coming to kick it." What?
You know the cold part.
It's over, man.
So like when I actually wound up
I don't
talking.
even want to hear a song.
What I want, what's crazy is like his story is however much what he said in that interview was real or not. His real life story is insane as. And I think that once people actually hear that, they'll be like, "Oh, okay."
Brazy?
Yeah.
Beyond what he said in the interview?
Beyond what he said in the interview.
So is this real? Okay, besides his real life story, all right. So it's obviously that you
Now,
feel
his
sorry.
real life story is what should have been told, because his real life story is actually a story of a kid who was sleeping in the park and figured out how to, come up in life as a 13-year-old sleeping in the park in a tent, bathing in the laundromat. You feel me? So, when it's all said and done, when it comes down to it, the kid comes from an amazing background and maybe have treated a little bit more responsibly and more, realistically. You know what I'm saying? Kid could have been great.
For you, because he obviously told you something that got you heartfelt for you. Let me ask you this. Is he really a blood, and is his name really Lil Brazy?
I think the problem is that the standard to be a blood is relatively low in Ogden, Utah.
Yeah, like
the police spoke on that. The police they start.
There was a press conference with the police where they basically were acknowledging that yes, they may have a gang in Ogden, Utah that has the same name as a gang in LA, but that doesn't mean that they're really in any way connected, which we all know that. But the police did a whole press conference to assure the public that they didn't really have these super dangerous street gangs. Because I looked up the murder rate in Ogden. It's
a nice town.
Yeah, nobody's killing each other out there.
It's literally like a ski town.
Imagine the police being like, "Hey, look, man, I know y'all see these gangs over here, and I get that y'all see them and whatever. They're not the ones that you're actually looking for. These dudes is turned down busters. Nah, yeah, I get the problem, but yeah, not us. We don't have that problem. The police don't even respect their gang banging. That's wild. The police don't respect your gang banging?
Yeah, and I mean, people are probably beating each other up and shit a little bit. Like, that's normal.
From Ogden?
Ogden, Utah. It's outside Salt Lake.
Oh, so basically he just put on the character.
As far as
I think he believes that he's a street dude, or he wants to be J-Bo so bad that he's in that conversation. I mean, I think he wants to be that, but he's not really he's not moving around as if things could happen, and that's obvious because he's getting punked out by all these people.
Yeah. See, like
you got the wrong people around him. That's that
dudes ain't even got to do nothing.
Prestige. His name is Prestige, and he's the problem.
Well, here's the thing: like the manager wasn't even there. We looked out for him. Not only so he popped up first of all at the in store. There was an awesome in store right next to Dub was doing an event, and it was
wearing on some shit in the interview.
Yeah, right after the protest thing. So me and Steven slid through. Dub was there. Rainwater was there. This fool. Who else? Travis. He just had like a few random other kids.
Like, answer the question, bro. Admit the fact that this kid was over there with no adults, and y'all was over there hanging out with 13-year-old kids.
With him, you
feel me? Just traveling around with some kids,
like literally other kids. Like they're older than him. Maybe they were like 18. You feel me? But there's slightly older kids than him, and we got him laced up with gear. You feel me? He wanted the interview super bad. Was very vocal about that. Had been hollering at us for a while for it. Gave him the interview the next day, and shot him gas money to drive home.
Bro, so how is this not the fucking Unk situation? It's the exact same thing.
It literally is.
He comes to LA. He says a bunch of shit on a podcast, dissing people, and then he blames it on us.
It's different, man. Unk is 50.
You're right.
Yeah,
He's literally over twice his age.
So
So Munchie B's making an amazing point. Munchie B's holding adults accountable for adult decision making.
That's a good point.
3 times.
but he's supposed to be in prep, bro. He's supposed to have somebody older than some teenagers around him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's the thing.
He's a YC.
There's no way, like, that anyone would ever think that he would say anything other than that. If he didn't, it would have been a disappointing interview. But that was
based on his music.
If he didn't say like crazy ass that was gonna.
Which makes it clear, and Lush just low-key admitted to the fact that they told that little kid to say crazy stuff. Lush just accidentally admitted to it.
Go viral, based on like what he talks about. He didn't need to diss gangs. He didn't need to diss gangs, but he could have
and that's why the streets messed up right now, because people give in to this type of mentality that it's okay for him to come on here on the podcast to say all that disrespectful stuff.
That'll get him
and then he get caught out there in the street and he punk out and people still rock with him like, oh, well, he's a kid and he's supposed to say that so he can have a dope podcast.
No.
Lush just low-key admitted to the fact that they told that little boy to say some flu flammery, skullduggery, and larceny. Maybe not Adam, but for sure Lush. We'll pop it to the next one, bro. That's crazy. Lush, why would you even try to convince that little kid? The fact that you even said that, bro, is incredible. Well, no, I made for a more interesting podcast that he did say, like... Red dots to the left. Y'all know the rest. Free Avenue and Tweets free. We go.